చెప్పండి.
Dear students, welcome to our class on continuation of radiation laws. In this class, we are going to understand what is solar constant, what is the day length, what is the Beer's law, what is the Lambert's cosine law. So, first we try to understand what is the solar constant. Okay, solar constant. Solar constant is defined as the energy falling over a square centimeter area in between the sun and the earth in 1 minute. The energy falling in a square centimeter area at a mean distance between the sun and the earth, specifically at the outermost boundary layer of the atmosphere. So, the units of measurement of solar constant are calories per centimeter square per minute. Okay. Okay, calories per centimeter square is also known as Langley. L-A-N-G-L-E-Y. Okay, it is a solar constant. The values of solar constant range from 1.94 to 2. Okay, 1.94 to 2 Langley per minute or calories per centimeter square per minute. Once again, for your academic interest, I would like to repeat that solar constant is defined as the energy falling over a square centimeter area in 1 minute at a mean distance between the sun and the earth from the outermost boundary layer of the atmosphere. It is the units of measurement of solar constant or calories per centimeter per minute or Langley per minute. Now, so we try to understand what is day length in JRF and SRF, particularly in NET also, National Ability Test also. The questions would be asked on the length of the day. Okay, length of the day or day length. Length of the day or day length. Okay, now what is the length of the day or day length? See, from sunrise to sunset, the hours between the sunrise to sunset, we call it as the length of the day. Of course, this is very much useful for determining okay, photoperiodism. Even in the photosynthetic processes, the length of the day is very important. In the tropical countries, for the tropical crop, we take 12 hours as the basis to determine okay, short day plants, long day plants, day neutral plants, in contrast to darkness. Okay, so it is very important that photoperiodism or photoperiod calculations, even in crop growth models. I have an experience in University of Florida. Then later on in United States Department of Agriculture, Beltsville, Baltimore, where I worked, we used day length in crop growth simulation models, direction support system for agrotechnology transfer. There we tried to understand that agricultural scientists modeling plant phenology can estimate the day length for each day of the year based on solar orbital geometry. This is what we found on that day. Again, I repeat it once again. It is normal to measure the day length by specifying the solar zenith angle at the sunrise and sunset. This is what we just used in our crop growth models, in modifying the crop growth models. Now, so far we tried to understand what is the solar constant and what is the day length. Now, we try to understand, there are two more laws in this class which I would like to enlighten you. The next law is the Beer's law. Beer's law. And the next one is the Lambert's cosine law. These two are Lambert's cosine law. Okay. Now, these two are very, very interesting. Beer's law states that the relative radiation intensity decreases exponentially with increasing leaf area. The relative radiation intensity decreases exponentially with increasing leaf area. What exactly does it mean? Now, say for example, a crop is there. A crop canopy is there. Now, presume that this is the crop. Okay, this is the crop. Now, the solar energy is falling on this crop. Sun's energy is falling on this crop, whether it is in the form of rays or photons or anything. Now, I is equal to I is 0 e to the power of minus km. This is the Beer's law. What is I? The radiation intensity that is falling on the crop, top of the crop, I0 at a particular depth from the top of the crop curve is say 20 centimeters from the top. E is equal to Neperian base minus Kf. Minus K is equal to extinction coefficient, okay? Extinction coefficient, and F is equal to leaf area index. Leaf area index. Now, see, I is equal to I0 e to the power of minus K. What is it? The relative radiation intensity decreases exponentially with increasing leaf area. Means when solar energy is falling, particularly light beams, we always we presume, not presume, we confirmed it. You know that in many of our investigations and studies, even during my MSc in the very early 80s and during my PhD in 1995-96 also, the Beers law we use for light part, 0.4 to 0.7 microns particularly. Even in the physics, even in the chemistry also, you know, to know the concentration of the liquids, concentrations, even degradation of the polymers, okay. For all these applications, only light is used, okay, light part in the Beers law. Now the Beers law states that the relative radiation intensity decreases exponentially with increasing leaf area. I is equal to I0 is power of minus Kf. I means, you know, top of the crop, I0, okay. So at a certain level, okay, 20 centimeters I0 at the top, it is power of minus Kf Neperian base. It's a very simple calculation. Now then we try to understand what is the Lambert's cosine law. These two are very interesting, you know. There is a Beers-Lambert's law also. That's what I would like to highlight to you. What the Lambert's cosine law states is that the law of Lambert's cosine law states that when radiation is emitted by a full radiator, say for example this is a particular duster, or you can say my eye, okay, my eye you can take, or duster you can say as an example. When radiation is emitted by a full radiator at an angle, at any particular angle, okay, to the normal, okay, the flux per unit solid angle emitted by unit surface is proportional to the cosine of the angle of the incidence. Cosine, that means very simple terms, you know, all the radiant energy that is falling, okay, at a particular angle, okay, how the emitted radiator, you know, this duster is an emitter, okay, it's a radiator, good. My eyes are radiator, okay, good. So once again, for your academic interest, I will try to explain what is the Lambert's law. This law states that the radiant energy flux per unit solid angle emitted in any direction from a unit radiating surface varies, it changes as per the cosine of the angle between the direction of the incident light and the surface normal direction incident. So in other words, such a surface, we can say that such a surface, okay, either my eye or this duster, such a surface has same radiance when viewed from any angle. It has got same radiance when viewed from any angle. Now I would like to enlighten you the difference between Lambert's law and of course Beers law. Once again, I would like to say Beers law states that the relative radiation intensity decreases exponentially with increasing leaf area from the top to the bottom. Now, what the Lambert's cosine law states, okay, that also I have told. Now, the difference between the Lambert's law and the Beers law is Lambert's law states that the loss of light intensity in any crop, okay, where it is propagated in a medium is directly proportional to the intensity and path length. Intensity and path length is Lambert's law. Beers law stated that the transmittance from the top to the crop curve inside transmittance of a crop surface or a solution remains constant if the product of concentration and path length stays constant. That's what I told in chemistry, in physics, even in aggressive metrology. What do we say? In chemistry, we take a liquid. So when it is how much concentration we know from the Lambert's law, okay, or Beers law, Beer-Lambert's law. If it's very interesting in the days to come, in the advances, not only this Beers law, Lambert's law, or we use the solar constant or day length. In the earlier class, we tried to understand very interesting, which I have always used. That is Stefan's Boltzmann constant. Okay, so applications of these laws I would like to highlight you in the days to come. So may God bless you. Thanking you very much. These are the basic class I would like to tell. Thanking you once again. May God bless you.